Hi everyone, thanks for coming and being here. Today we're going to be talking about envy. So just to give you a little story in my life of where I've been envious, it was actually just recently, the other day here at the lake. A girl had these pair of sunglasses on that were really nice, they were stylish, and I really liked them. And I really wanted a pair of them. So much I asked her if I could try them on, see what they look like, and I was going around and asking everybody what they thought of these sunglasses and how they looked. And everybody said, oh, they make you look so good, and they're so nice on you, they fit your face really well, and the contours of the sunglasses, and so I really wanted these pair of sunglasses. But I had had a pair just like them about a year ago when I had lost them. And so I knew that, I probably wouldn't be able to have these sunglasses anytime soon. So I, was just pretty upset about it. I really wanted these, and if I couldn't have them, I didn't really want her to have these sunglasses either. And so this is what a feeling that we call envy. So I'm sure you guys have felt this way. We all have from time to time. And maybe just here at the lake this 4th of July, maybe we felt this way as we're going around boating and we see other boats or jet skis or houses and the way that they decorated in front of a house, and maybe we really liked that and wanted that and thought that it would make us happy or it would make us more satisfied if we had what these other people had. So this is envy, and this is what we're talking about today. And it may seem like just a fleeting emotion, not really that big of a deal, which sometimes it isn't, but sometimes it can turn into something more serious. And that's what we're going to be looking at today, is a couple of those stories that show the seriousness of envy and what really is at the root of what envy is. Just to give you a couple definitions of envy. The first says, that envy is an emotion that occurs when a person lacks another's perceived superior quality, achievement, or possession, and either desires it or wishes the other lacked it. So again, it's when somebody has something you don't have, and it actually displeases you that they have it. It angers you, it makes you mad, you're upset that they have it. Or you just wish that they would suffer because they had it, and they would no longer have it. Another definition is envy is the feeling of displeasure produced by witnessing or hearing of the prosperity of others. Again, it's to do with displeasure and dissatisfaction. That's at kind of the root of what envy is. So we see that envy is when it has something to do with comparing ourselves to other people. Because we want to be great, we want to look good. Like I was saying with my sunglasses, I look good. And we really care about our self-image, because when it comes down to it, when we're envying others, it's because we're putting ourselves in the center of it all. And because we think that if somebody has something and they look good and we don't, then our self-image isn't very good, and who knows? People won't like us, or we won't be as good as others, etc. So we talked about the seriousness of envy, and we can see the Catholic Church thought it was so serious that it's one of the 7 deadly sins. And Moses, God gave the 10 Commandments to Moses on Mount Sinai, and envy, do not covet, was one of those commandments. So again, it is pretty serious. And we can see the seriousness of envy in different stories throughout the Bible. And the first story that we can see in the Bible where envy is with Cain and Abel. And Abel had the favor of God, and Cain was very envious of Abel because of this. And he wanted what Abel had, and so he thought he'd take matters into his own hands. And he hated his brother, and so it led to him killing his brother. So we can see, okay, that's pretty serious. Another incident with a set of brothers was Joseph and his brothers later on in Genesis, and it was when Joseph was the favorite child of his father. He was favorite, and to show his favor on his child, his father gave him a really nice looking robe. And So he's wearing this robe, and he was also just having these great dreams about his future, and he was sharing these dreams with his brothers. And his brothers just were getting upset because they wanted what Joseph had, and they wanted their future to look just like Joseph's. So they were envious of him. And one day when Joseph was coming back to the fields, they decided to throw him in a pit so that he would die there. Well, while he was in this pit, they saw slave traders come in, and they decided, we're going to just sell him into slavery. That way we won't feel guilty about killing him. We'll just sell him into slavery. So that's what they did. So again, we see another serious case of where envy just took over and caused them to do something harmful to other people. Probably one of the biggest stories and the most just telling of what envy does to mankind is Jesus, and with Jesus, and when he was being crucified. Envy was in the crowd, and the Pharisees, and they were envious of who Jesus was and what he was doing, and that's why they crucified him. It says, Pilate says, for he knew it was out of envy that they handed Jesus over to him. So again, we see that envy is at the heart of mankind, and saying, we want to look great, and if that gets threatened in any way, when comparing themselves to other people, they want to get rid of it. And that's what they did. They crucified Jesus. Proverbs 14:30 says, a heart at peace gives life to the body, but envy rots the bones. So envy it isn't good for our health. It isn't good for our well-being. And that's why God instructs us to not envy and to not covet what other people have. So we see the seriousness of envy. We see, we all, from time to time, feel envious or want what other people have, or want them to lack it if we don't have it. So what do we do about that, and what does it look like to overcome envy in our lives? 1 Corinthians 13:4 says that love does not envy. So in the presence of love, envy disappears. Why is this? Because we talked about with envy, we're putting ourselves right in the center, and we're putting our self-image and how we appear to others as the most important thing. Therefore, we can't really reach out and to help other people and to help just their well-being. That's not our concern when we're envying other people. We read that we are to rejoice when others are rejoicing. So we celebrate when they receive a blessing and receive something great. We see with Jesus that what a blessing that God was giving his people when he sent, himself into the world. He was sending himself to be a blessing and to serve other people. But these people that crucified him, and mankind in general, didn't want to receive this blessing because they were putting themselves at the heart. So when we envy, we're not able to receive what God would have for us, and for what the blessings other people would want to give us too. So the first thing is love. We are attempting to put ourselves out of the center of things in our self-image. And we trust that the Lord will take care of that for us. Oftentimes we think that it's up to us to care about our self-image, but we forget that we are God's workmanship, and that it isn't our duty to do that. It's not our duty to look good in front of others. We see that with Solomon, and it says that the lilies of the field aren't even dressed in all their splendor as Solomon. So, just that because we're created by God and his workmanship, that is the most beautiful thing. And we can even see that in the lilies, that's even more beautiful than anything that man can create. So that is a little bit about envy, about what it is, and how we can overcome envy in our lives. So thanks for being here, and give a shot with everybody.
Say hello to Shaylin, Papa Chuck, Mama Betty, Susan, Jenna, Caitlin, and Linda. Thank you.